There's my water. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. That took a little bit longer than I was anticipating, mostly because a friend of mine wanted to do some a game of Overwatch with me before I stopped, and wasn't expecting that. But it got done, and it was a game mode I'm not particularly fond of, but it is what it is. Okay, so we are back with some Dr. Dekker. Yeah, that's a thing. It's happening now. I think all my things have been sent out. Yep, they have been. All have arrived at their appropriate locations. One little last bit of doodadery to do. All right, now we get down to business. Business of solving what's happening with this story. Oh, I did forget to do something. It might be okay. We'll see. I forgot to switch my settings back after I recorded that video. But it might be okay at 720 for this, just because I'm not moving around. We'll see. Alright, so let's continue.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
And we're not doing that again. We've already done that. Alright, so I got 3 people left. We have Lacey, Aline, and Mariana. Guess we'll get Aline out of the way. Let's see how her work life's going. Hello, Lynn.
I haven't had a great day, to be honest.
Yeah, you do look less
Someone
chipper than
accused me
normal.
of stealing from my patients, which I would never do.
Really?
Plus, Hilda's getting worse.
Alright, well, there's 2 questions there that I see right off the bat. Someone thinks you stole something.
I don't know. Sorry.
Have you stolen anything?
I don't know. Are you happy, Doctor?
No, I am not happy. You all make my head hurt.
I had a feeling. You know, you can talk to me. Just because I'm the patient and you're the therapist doesn't mean it can't work the other way round.
No, it does mean that, actually. I wasn't expecting her to give me that answer, but anyway, what happened to Hilda?
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell.
Well, isn't that like your
I
job?
need to see her before it's too late.
Why do you need to see her?
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
What sort of finished business does she have?
Hilda wants to see her daughter.
Oh, that's
She's
special.
in Australia.
That would be
so
problematic.
I'm going to have to use my talent.
Pardon? Your talent?
I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
See, moments like that are where I need to actually have my webcam on, because the face I made when she said that was priceless, I'm very sure. You can change your skin.
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
Right. Right. So
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse.
Hey, so stealing's the word I'm looking for. Who accused you of stealing?
Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK.
HSK? What is that?
Healthcare serial killer. You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients.
Wait, there's enough of you to have a term for that?
I haven't heard of it. Anyway, because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off.
Well, I'm kind of overwhelmed right now with the amount of what the fuck that just happened there. She thinks she can change her skin to look like people's loved ones. So she does to get on the good side of her patients. Don't ask me why I'm talking like this. I just am right now. Okay, so then she has this Terry, and Terry thinks that she's killing her patients. They do call her the angel. I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of what the fuck that just happened. Like, I've been binging some Twin Peaks too, and it's just this level of what the fuck that just went down on my screen is pretty up there. So yeah. Oh, what can you tell me about Dekker?
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
Maybe you are Angel of Death. Where were you? Valentine's night.
Actually, I had a hot date.
Giggity.
It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
What kind of date are you used to?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, so that wasn't a question I needed to ask her. Well, she seemed happy about the date, so yeah.
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
So how do you change your skin? Okay. That is not what I'm trying to ask, so how does your talent work? Okay. You talent?
I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
I know I'm a psychiatrist in this game, but still, I'm surrounded by madness. And I don't think it all started with Dr. Dekker. I think everybody here's mad. And it affected him the other way around instead of him affecting them. But just my opinion. Why can't you see Hilda? Alright. What did they say? What are they accusing you of stealing?
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Bullshit, lady. So what are they?
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket.
I can
Alice,
tell.
one of my patients, gave it to me before she died. Alice was one of my favourites. She never held back, spoke her mind about everything. But she had a wicked sense of humour.
I get the feeling I'd like Alice. But why do they think you stole it from Alice? Okay, well, what else have patients given you?
I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
Okay, so her co-workers think that she's getting these things from these patients. Not being given them, but stealing them after she kills them. That's what I'm thinking. I think they think she is literally a serial killer, and that those things that she has are her trophies. And that's just kind of jacked up a little bit, I suppose. But, you know, that's the way of the world, right? Okay, so let's see. What else do we need to talk to you about? Because we have things. We have many things. Who gave you the ring?
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
No, I think she gave you the locket for a reason.
I think we've got a bit off track. Maybe you should check your notes.
No, you aren't wrong to keep it.
Thank you, Doctor. That makes me feel much better. I shouldn't let what Terry says bother me so much.
Else has Terry said? Okay, so that's the accused of stealing part.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
Are you not allowed to see her?
I feel like you're asking me questions about something I don't know anything about.
I feel like this is a question that's gonna be asked, but I feel like it's gonna make me ask it in a very particular way. See, like the date thing. I just asked that, but I didn't ask it like that. Why was the fucking date different?
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab, and I went home, alone.
Okay, so you were alone on a date.
No.
Little things, little things. Let me in. Tell me what you want me to ask by the hair on your chins.
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
I want to know why she can't see Hilda, but it won't let me ask that. Not yet, and I guarantee it's going to be something as simple as one word was different in how I was supposed to ask the question. How does it comfort them?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
I didn't say you did. I asked how does it comfort them?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
Have you ever used it to deceive anyone?
That's not really important. Ask me something
That is
else.
fucking important, and I don't know why it won't let me ask you. Have you used your talent to deceive someone before?
I don't think I'm deceiving my patients when I shift. I'm helping them.
No, you're deceiving them. No, you're totally deceiving them because it's lying to them. That person they're looking for is not really there. I'm adjusting my hat if you want to know what that noise is. It was sliding off my head, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, that's better. Although it's over my ears now, so it makes my hearing a little bit more difficult. I think everything's straight. So let's see. Okay, well, what the fuck did I need to... What time did you get in the cab?
I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to.
I don't really care,
If
honestly.
you think I need an alibi.
Well, do you need an alibi? Alright, well that gets her to the orange, but we want to keep going. Maybe Jaya should check into the... Okay, so I'll remember that for Jaya. Now back to questioning you. Okay, the guy's name is Max.
I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
Then why did you go on the date with Max? Fine game. 20 seconds. 20 seconds or 20 questions. Okay. I don't think I have any clues. That's for Jaya. I need to have Jaya check into her alibi. Right. Oh, excuse me. Alice? Who the fuck is Alice? I'm not just saying that that's in a song. It's a very strange song. But it is a song. Okay, that should be enough time for that to pass. That is a question I don't actually care about the answer to, but sure. Does it hurt when you change your skin? It hurt when you change.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't think it's a physical thing. I don't think my body actually changes. I think it's more like an illusion.
A shared
Like
one?
my energy changes or something.
God, she's so fidgety. It's annoying me slightly.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't think it's a physical thing. I don't think my body actually changes. I think it's more like an illusion. Like my energy changes or something.
Has anyone else seen you change?
Sorry, no.
Okay, that's a valid question, but again, not one I can ask. It does suck that once you start down a rabbit hole, there really is no way to change the pathing. Okay. Who's lying about looking for love?
I didn't lie. I'm really not interested in dating anyone.
And I'm the Queen of England.
I just went out with Max as a favour for a friend. Like I said, it wasn't anything serious.
So you went out with us as a favor. A favor for a friend.
No.
A friend asked you to go out with Max. For fuck's fucking sakes. Everything I think of as relevant is not, or I don't know how to word it so it answers it. So this is just gonna be a ride of me asking hints. I don't really have a problem with that, but I know there are probably some people that are watching this, like all three of you, that might have a problem with this, but it's how it's gonna get played. I want to know what's gonna happen, and I'm not just gonna waste inordinate amounts of time asking stupid questions that aren't gonna get answers. Alright, that should be enough time. I know this is strange, but did you ever date Dekker?
No. I didn't go on a date with Dr. Dekker. He's my therapist. I would just be wrong.
Again, a question that was not something that needed to be asked. Because I have this list of questions right here with all these stars next to it that I know need to be asked. But it won't let me ask them.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before.
Okay. How can you tell she is dying?
I can sense it. You know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that. I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
Your mum was in could do this too.
My mum's a nightmare. I said she was into all this new age stuff, right?
Yes, and apparently she
So
got you
thinks
into it.
she can tell me what I should be doing all the time because she got a message from her spirit guide that said I'm not eating well, or I'm not getting enough sleep, or I'm not looking after my inner moonbeam or whatever. It drives me nuts. But she's my mum. I love her, so I have to take it.
I hate to take it this bubby, but all mothers do that. In fact, I greatly miss my mother doing that as much as it used to annoy me. I'd actually give anything to have my mother do this to me. Like, hey, are you doing X, Y, or Z? Your date.
His name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type.
What is your type? Is this something I need to ask before I finish typing this? Because this could lead us nowhere. Yeah, I already covered the Max shit, so didn't really get us anywhere. That did not get us anywhere.
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
Have you ever shifted outside of work?
I've shifted a few times now. I honestly couldn't tell you how many.
Do you have to be a to shift? Shift? Okay, that's not gonna get me anywhere. 13 seconds, right. I never did get to play The Sims last night. It was pretty late when I got done with this. I know that's random, but it means something to me because my brain's tired now. But yeah. Why were you given the locket? I'm pretty sure I tried to ask something about the locket, but it wouldn't give me.
It was the one thing she held on to right until the end. Her most treasured possession. She said she wanted me to have it. You don't argue with a dying person's last wishes.
Well, I have to agree with her on that. You don't argue with a dying person's last wishes. Unless they're completely absurd. Like, hey, I'm dying, go rob a bank. Then I'd have a problem with it. And I'd be like, you're the one dying, you go rob the bank and then give me the money. But, you know, that's just me. Alright, so that's Jasmine's questions. I went down too far. I went down too far!
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
No, she's one of the last people to see Dekker, that's for sure. 22 seconds, okay. One of these I'm gonna figure out.
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
What is Hilda's unfinished business? I thought I'd already asked that. Okay. How was Dekker Valentine's Day?
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him.
I'm not sure how you would know. You're pretty damn chipper yourself. You're pretty damn chipper yourself. But it looks like I just have 2 left. Hopefully it doesn't take me down any other paths. It's 3. Oh, God. I know I'm supposed to be finding out about Dekker, but like this game has this weird dichotomy of none of the stuff you talk to your patients about actually makes you want to ask them questions about Dekker. Like that's the weird disconnect this game has. Does that make sense? That I hope it makes sense, because like, you know, nobody's in my channel watching this talking to me right now, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. That's my problem with this game right now, is that, you know, it's got these things it wants you to ask, which I'm cool with. But at the same time, these things it wants to ask don't necessarily involve the path you're going down. Because, like, these people have really interesting things that are wrong with them naturally. Blah, blah, blah. And do you have any loose ends in your life? Live?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think I have any loose ends. I don't know what that says about me.
That you're young and haven't thought about it? Or you don't have any? I don't think it's anything particularly important. Which is a little annoying. Yeah, 720 seems to be running just fine on this computer right now. So I guess it's like the more high impact the game is, the less it lets me run at 720. First person shooters, because Overwatch wasn't running that great at 480, and like Darksiders and all that shit, that stuff wouldn't run very good at 480 at 720. With my current setup, I need a better processors to be able to do it with my internet connection. 720. 8 seconds. Right, 8 seconds. The dead hair sucks, I know, but it is what it is, right? How the fuck would she know why he was in a good mood? That's not even a good question to ask. Whatever.
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
So why not tell me about your mom? I have asked her about her mom, though, and her weirdness.
We talked about families.
Does Dekker talk to you about his family? Fuck you, game. Did he talk to you about his family?
I'm not sure about that.
Of course not. Of course that's not a question it's gonna let me ask. Because that would give me some insight. I'm still riding a solid 7 for this game right now, but it's slowly edging towards 6 with the amount of questions that it won't let me ask. I know it can't let me ask all the questions, but the illusion that I have a choice in what questions I can ask is a little annoying. Because it is an illusion. I don't actually have a choice in what questions I can ask. I have a choice when I can stop asking questions, but... what kind of fucking question is that? Why is it an illusion? How the hell was I supposed to come up with that?
It just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me. If you get what I mean.
Maybe you should use a mirror. But anyway, why that question is stupid. And it is very stupid. What else would it be? What else would it be? She's clearly not that person. And she just told you that she can't change her body. So of course it's an illusion, or it's some sort of delusion. Jeez. Jeez. Like, I'm gonna rant about that just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because it's questions like that that make me want to just... they push me over the edge. Because they're not good questions that you would ask if you were actually trying to find out information about what's happening. I'm asking all these nonsensical, minute detail questions like, why is it an illusion? Because she said it was a fucking illusion. That's why it's an illusion. That's what the definition of an illusion is. Something that's not really there. Well, even though you told me your body doesn't actually change, so it's probably in a person's mind. Why is it an illusion? Because that's what the fucking illusion is! Jeez! Have to hold their hands for it to work.
It only lasts for as long as I'm holding the hand. I think it needs that connection.
See, that was a decent question, but I'm so irritated about the illusion question that question was not something that would have popped in my mind, because I'm irritated about the stupidity and redundancy of the illusion question. Not to mention the redundancy of all the other questions. Like, for this system, for the, like, I don't know if this is the first time somebody's doing this, but for this keyword system to work, I feel like it needs to have some sort of trigger once you use the keyword to take care of any questions that would possibly lead to that keyword. As in, if you come to that keyword, like, you know, the guy's name she was talking to, she told me his name, yet there is a question that I have to get the thing to turn to green that asked me to ask her who was this guy, even though she just told me, and we had a conversation about this guy and about how she didn't particularly think he was date worthy for her. Little things. It's little things to keep this game from being great. Because it's still interesting. It's not like I don't like it. It's just... That's what I was trying to ask!
Sounds like Dekker and his mum had a few issues.
Gee, what a surprise.
That's what I liked about Dr. Dekker.
That he had mommy issues?
It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well.
Probably too much. So what did Dekker tell you about himself, huh?
Sounds like Dekker and his...
What kind of issues did he mention with his mum?
I'm not sure I should talk about that. Aren't I breaking some reverse patient-therapist confidentiality?
No, he's dead. But anyway, that... No, he's dead. Like, seriously, lady, he's dead. Like, what the fuck's he gonna do, sue you? Of his patients, though, I just, you know, rant aside, I feel like of his patients, this is the only person that I don't particularly care about. It's like, I don't know, something about her personality. Maybe it's because she's so fucking peppy. I just don't do peppy people in general. Mind you, I have some really good friends that are peppy people, but even they know to tune it down just a little bit near me. It's just, she just... What did Dekker say about himself?
Mainly he talked about being a therapist. He said he had a few patients like me, you know, with special gifts.
Here we go. Here's
He
something
said
that
not all of
matters.
them were as enlightened as me.
Did tell you about... What the fuck was the name of that damn thing? Mind stretch. Outreach.
I don't really have anything to tell you about that.
Okay, so apparently she didn't hear anything about that, or the game's just fucking with me, and this is gonna be the next one, and I'm gonna be like, well, why didn't you let me ask it then? Why would you give me that hint then? Oh, game?
Mainly he talked about being a therapist. He said he had a few patients like me, you know, with special gifts. He said not all of them were as enlightened as me.
Well, aren't you just a smug one? He thought you were enlightened.
Well, you know, I know what I can do is special.
They do
I
too.
see it as a good thing. But apparently some of his other patients saw their abilities as a curse. Dr. Dekker hated that. He said he wished they could all be more like me.
Well, aren't you just a smug bitch about this? It's like what you're doing might seem like a good thing, but at the same time, it's not particularly a good thing. You're actively lying to people. I didn't mean to hit the spacebar like that. My finger was hitting in the worst place. But anyway, you are mildly you're that kid in school. You're the one that got picked on, weren't you? That's why I don't like you. You seem pretty self-righteous. Self-righteous is the word I'm looking for? Yes, it is. I think self-righteous is the word I'm looking for. That she is so sure that what she's doing is the right thing that she doesn't see the problems with what she's doing, or why other people might think what she's doing isn't a good thing. And then there's the question of Hilda and why you need to see Hilda. But more importantly, why can't you see Hilda? Did Dekker have any unfinished business? Sure he did. It's called living. He had no desire to die, I'm pretty sure.
Dr. Dekker almost certainly had unfinished business. He didn't know he was going to die.
My
But
point exactly.
it's too late now. That's why I have to help Hilda while I can.
Well, she's green now. Thank God, because I really don't like talking to her. I'm not particularly fond of talking to Mariana either, but that's just because she keeps flirting with me and I don't like her like that. You're not attracted to me, Mariana. I mean, like your red hair, but that's about it. Of course, I'm not generally attracted to women in general, I suppose. I have a few girl crushes, but that's about it. Alright, we'll get Mariana out of the way and then we'll do Lacey, because Lacey could be interesting. Jasmine was really interesting. She's one of my favorites of these characters. Bryce is wigging me the fuck out. Claire's a goddamn sociopath killer. And Nathan's really the interesting one because Nathan, the dude seemed to understand that Dr. Dekker wasn't particularly a great person. But that could be because they're dudes. I think Dekker was hitting on his patients to start with. There's not nearly enough water left in this bottle. I'm gonna have to get him to do something about that. But anyway, I think he was taking advantage of all of them though. And I think Bryce and Nathan really noticed it, particularly Nathan. But I just think they're so deep in their own psychosis that if this is playing it straight, that they can't get out of it. Also, what the fuck is their fascination with fire?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
You think I'm better behaved than Dekker?
You're confusing me.
I didn't type that word right. I didn't type that word right.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts, new doctor, and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Dekker wasn't behaved.
Just ask me one thing.
I only asked you one thing. Well, fuck it. Let's just get the Valentine's Day thing out of the way. Where were you on Valentine's Day?
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair, and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients, actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night, too, so I can vouch for her, even though she probably didn't see me.
Okay. What did you think of Dekker?
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't know that.
He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. Shh.
God, I don't like her. You went for drinks.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Where did you go for drinks? That's what I was fucking trying to ask. I better behaved than Dekker.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
Guess it depends on your point of view, but no, it's not good behavior. No, That's not good behavior.
Clueless.
You are clueless, but that is not what I want to say. No, that is not good behavior. Behavior? God, I can't spell it. Yeah, I spelled it right. But anyway, that is not good to do.
Don't ask me.
Okay, whatever. Right, so I have a note. What does the note say? Thoughts you said, even though she just said she drinks water. Don't.
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
Dekker was acting strange.
For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial, a passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering. Like, he wanted to push me over the edge.
Okay. That makes sense, considering what the guys have said. And even more so, considering things like she said that he dates his patients, so clearly he wouldn't really be interested in the men in terms of that. It seems like some of the things he does to mess with them. Like the females he seems to hit on. The men he just seems to try to make them self-destruct. Because neither Bryce or Dekker or Nathan like him. Particularly Nathan. Nathan really didn't like him. So that's curious. Curiouser and curiouser, in fact. Okay, let's figure the rest of this out.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
And she says she hadn't been back to the beach.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts. New doctor and new hope. You're much better behaved.
Okay, so new hope.
A hope for a cure, of course.
You think I can cure you?
I want to stop having blackouts. I want to be able to remember. I want you to fix me.
Okay, so she wants to be fixed. What else?
I haven't been back to the beach.
So, have you been dancing?
I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
Stop flirting with me.
Sorry, say that again.
You heard me. Stop flirting with me. Which patients did Dekker date? I really wanted to say fuck.
I think her name was Scarlett?
Her name's
One of
Scarlett.
his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
So you haven't been to the beach?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it.
Okay, so she hasn't been to the beach. You miss it.
You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it.
Hmm.
I suspect I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts.
Telling you're a deep one, patient. Patient. You're a deep one. You flirting me again.
Don't know. It's cold in here.
No, it's not. Stop rubbing yourself. How is you persuasive? Did you nibble on his bits?
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile. Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful.
Ah, we're tiptoeing into the word again, aren't we?
Makes me feel dull by comparison.
What have you seen that is that beautiful?
I have a recurring dream where I find something beautiful
Deep
in
one.
the sea. But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Stop flirting with me!
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor.
Uh-huh.
Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock.
Whatever.
Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know.
Well, go fucking talk to him, Jaya. Okay, I'll come back to Mariana, I guess. I need to deal with Jaya, I guess. No, it's not really gonna be a pressing issue, I don't think. Why are they all barefoot anyway? Maybe it's a British thing? I ain't got no problem with it. Like, I'm not particularly into feet, though. But I do appreciate that they don't have a shoes on my fucking couch. That's one of the pet peeves I have. Don't put your feet on the furniture with shoes on. Don't know what you stepped in. Anyway. Okay, so let's get a hint. What kind of intimate secrets do you have?
Wouldn't you like to know? Is our session up now?
No, actually, I wouldn't like to know. I mean, it's not like I asked you for that question or anything for a reason. And it's because this game wants me to flirt with you. And I don't want to flirt with you. You're not my type. I'd maybe flirt with Nathan, but you're not my type. Oh boy, that's a whole minted.
I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
Dance around naked. Sometimes less.
I don't know.
Yes, you do, you know. You know what you're trying to get me to ask you. And I don't appreciate this game trying to make me ask.
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night too, so I can vouch for her even though she probably didn't see me.
Did you hear what they were talking? Here.
Nope.
Many times did you did you go out with Dekker?
We only went out for drinks that one time.
Are you sure? Are you sure you only went out that one time? I don't believe you. I don't believe you one bit. I don't believe any of you, honestly.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
No, I didn't. No, you went for drinks. Fucking fuck you. Oh, this is so tedious. I really should have upped the hit thing. I should speed things along. I'm gonna check the settings when I get done with this particular one and see if I can change that. Cause yeah, that long ass wait for hints is kind of annoying. Actually, oh, excuse me. Let me stop yawning, Jesus. But yeah, not just a little annoying. It's completely annoying.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know?
I knew that part.
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day.
Okay, you walked along the beach. Did anyone see you at the beach? Fucking fuck.
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
I don't really like how this game is turning everything sexual. Is this what it's doing? Well, you know, you had to have an affair with Dekker. It's like, man, how many times does a patient... I know that these patients are prone to lying, but like, I just spent the last 15 minutes talking to her about Dekker, and she's made it very clear that it was a one-time thing each time I've talked to her about the matter. But then it makes me ask if it was one time, and then it asks me if were you seeing him more than your therapist.
Sorry, no.
Stop flirting with me. Appreciate it. 21 seconds. Like, I'm totally not interested in that. Like, I am interested in her problems, and I'm vaguely interested in what happened to Dekker, because I think Dekker's just a fucking cultist that got what is coming to him. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Something with my buttons.
Yeah, you've a button undone.
Why were you looking? You could have told me that when we started this too. That question was not relevant to anything. Anything, and that's what the hint gave me. Why would you give me?
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
I'm kind of just at a standstill here, because like the things it wants me to ask, I don't know what they are. 17 seconds. So yeah, it's just gonna be me riding this out with this. Okay, so let's see. What breach was Dekker talking about? Breach of fucking confidentiality, breach of etiquette, particularly because you're not supposed to get involved personal life of your clients. It's part of the Hippocratic Oath. Do no harm. If you are fucking your patients, it's going to do them harm because they're already mentally unstable. Why are you making me ask stupid questions?
You know, like a breach of ethics or something. Girl doesn't ask for details.
If you are trying to sleep with your mentally disturbed patients, that is a conflict of interest. Because clearly, you are no longer doing help. You are harming the person that you are trying to sleep with. Because you are taking advantage of a vulnerable person. That is the breach game. That is the breach. Why are you asking me to ask the game why it's a breach? I feel like there's a certain amount of intelligence this game is deciding that its audience has. That we don't understand things like that. Maybe I'm just not the audience this was intended to, because I do know that. So it feels condescending to me for it to ask me to ask that question to her, even though I, as a player, know the answer. And I would imagine that I, as the player who was playing a psychiatrist, would understand what the breach of ethics was. So instead of asking that, I should just be like, oh, I'm gonna make note that this dude tried to fuck his patients. And this one's hitting on me, and I need to keep the wall there. Drinks a date.
Dr. Dekker did date his patients. Not me, I'd never agree. A drink is not a date.
Okay, but at least she doesn't think it's a date. I believe her that she wasn't messing with him. She also doesn't seem like she was interested in him like that. He seems like he was interested in her like that. Who does seem like she was interested in him like that is Ellen. Eileen, or however you say her name. Ellen is shady, than normal. Claire doesn't seem interested in him either, in that manner. Neither does, what's her name? Jasmine. Jasmine doesn't seem interested in him either like that. The people that do seem interested in him, like, this is the person that seems the most interested in him like that. These two don't like him at all. Mariana seems kind of weirded out by him. Jasmine, I still haven't gotten a complete read on, but she didn't seem like she was all that comfortable around him either, although she really didn't pay much attention to him. This is the one that seems like she's attached to him and thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but honestly, he was playing mind games with her, so it makes sense that he would think that. That she would think that. It's like, oh, he pays attention to me, he must love me. No, he's trying to fuck you. That's what I'm getting from this. Whatever paranormal bullshit is happening in this game, that man was trying to fuck all of his patients that were female. And the men, he just wanted to fuck them up. More so than they already were. I mean, for God's sakes, I think that he gave Nathan a fucking pill of cyanide or something. Can you tell me about Scarlet? Scarlet. Captain Scarlet.
It's Scarlet with 2 T's. Pretentious.
A little bit. Jesus Christ, like, this is where the hint system gets fucking annoying, because, like, I type in hint and it's giving me 4 hints, and those 4 hints have given me hits. However, they are not against the things that I need them to be against. I know it sounds like I'm not enjoying this game, other than the tedium of waiting for questions to be asked. I am, but I just feel like the hints are just not helping. Another 20 seconds. I'm definitely gonna look into changing this when I get done. I got a while to go. I don't have to stop and cook dinner today because we're eating leftovers, so that's fine. My dad takes care of himself for the most part. Yeah, it's little things that are annoying me though. I said if it wasn't like the hint system's cool, the keyword system's cool in theory, but in execution they leave wanting. So I don't really have a problem knocking a couple of points off the score because I think if so far what I've played of this game, I would give it a solid 8 if the hint system and the keyword system was a little bit better. Because the pacing's a little bit slow, but this kind of game needs to be slow. But I would definitely, like, the further I get into this, the more I need the hints, and the less the hints are helping me. So yeah, there are things I want to pick nits with about this. Do you like dancing in your underwear? Just here? Where? Where? God, brain.
Doctor, I don't think our relationship has got to that point yet.
You're the one that fucking brought it up, lady. Also, why did I ask that? Oh, Christ almighty. This game. So, you were seeing Dr. Dekker.
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
Well, what things did you have in common?
No idea.
Of course you don't. What label would you put on it?
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
No, I'm not, you fucking... Not interested.
No idea. Is that a dance move?
Yeah, it's called Back Up Off Me, bitch. 4 seconds. Okay, we can deal with 4 seconds.
It's a bit chilly in here. The leather's not warm either.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Period. What does it have to do with anything? Nothing. You look cold because, you know, in that one you didn't ask the right question panel, it says, I'm cold. You look cold. No, she doesn't look cold to me. I don't actually care if she's cold. Maybe if she wore more clothes, she would be cold. But that's her business, not mine. I'm here to try to fix her fucked up brain. Jesus. Don't give me that look. Yeah, I'm talking to the game. What you came here for? Gamers talking to games. That's what streaming is. She even brought a book in here. She's reading when she answers my fucking questions. Thanks, lady. Thanks, I appreciate it. Fucking appreciate it.
For a lot of our sessions, he would be pretty impartial. A passive listener. But towards the end, he liked interfering. Like, he wanted to push me over the edge.
You think Dekker was trying to make worse? That's a legit question, game. Fuck you. No, am not offering to date you. Get over yourself.
It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor.
It was not an offer. At least I'm down to 2 questions now. Thank God. I'm almost done with Mariana, and then I can move on. I should be able to get done with this entire act tonight. And then we'll move along to stuff I haven't seen, because, like, the only part I had seen at this part would be Mariana. And again, they stop when they hit the orange, and I'm in unexplored territory. And literally the only person I had seen them do was Mariana, and I think I stopped, like, about 10 minutes into, because I was like, I gotta buy this game because I want to know what's happening myself. I don't regret buying it. It was $8. $9? Yeah, $9. It's a decent buy. It's worth buying. It's just you're gonna get frustrated with it at points just because of the system. The system's not perfect. The system is very far from perfect. The theory is perfect. The execution is about 30% of perfect. It does not do exactly what I think they were trying to get it to do. Like, there will be spans in there where the questions you need to ask. I feel like I'm being so redundant right now because I've said this in every video so far, but it's true. There are areas where you'll get the question and then, you know, things will keep popping, and then for some reason you'll miss the keyword, and then you'll ask pretty much the exact question they want you to ask, but because you did not have the keyword in it or ask it the way that the game wants you to ask it, it will not answer you at all. And then, like, some of the things you ask, I'm not quite sure how they lead to the answer you get, because it's just like, hey, so about blah blah X, and then all of a sudden you get D through F, and you're just like, but I didn't ask you about D through X. F, I asked you about X. And yeah, that's the kind of game you're dealing with playing this game. How did Dekker interfere?
I'm not sure how this therapy thing works, but if you're talking to a guy who wants to jump off a cliff, don't tell him to jump.
That's pretty much how therapy works. You don't help them along. Again, this goes back to my long ass rant. So Dekker wanted you to black out more. So he wanted you to black out more. Fuck. See, like, I mean, about the keywords, what it wants me to ask is what I'm trying to ask, but the keywords aren't right. So he tried push you off. Push you off the cliff?
Just ask me one thing.
I asked you one thing. Fuck you, game. Jesus. Ugh. I said, it's just, I know what it wants me to ask, but it will not allow me to ask it because I'm not asking it in the exact way it wants me to. That is not what she meant, game. I know that's not what she meant. Want jump off a cliff.
It's just an example. I'm not a guy. I don't want to jump off a cliff.
What does being a guy have to do with jumping off a cliff? Jesus. Would it make me ask that question? Why would it fucking make me ask that question? That's so fucking stupid. Oh my god, that motherfucking question was stupid. It was very fucking clear too. I am playing a therapist. I am playing a goddamn certified psychiatrist. Why the fuck would I ask her if she literally wants to jump off a cliff? If it is very clear to me, she said it felt like he would, like, For example, if you are talking to a man standing on a cliff, you don't talk him into jumping off of it. So clearly she's not saying she wants to jump off a cliff. She's saying Dekker wanted her to do something that would make what's wrong with her worse. But I can't ask a question about that. It makes me ask a question about, so you want to jump off a cliff? Really? Really? It really asked me that.
Clueless. I just felt like I had some kind of special power, and part of me wanted to use it, and he urged me to do that.
That is the answer I was looking for.
Any more about it? Not now.
That is literally the answer I was looking for. And it took me all the way around Mount fucking Rushmore to figure out how to ask the question. Because like I said, I asked it the wrong way. That is the question I was asking her. See, like, I got he was making a metaphor. And in normal conversation, if I asked, so he tried to push you off the cliff, that would be wrong. The blackouts is clearly what she meant. So yeah, I asked about that, but that's not what they wanted. So instead of pushing me towards asking, well, what did he do to you? Which I think I asked, what did he do to you? What did Dekker do to you? It's somewhere down the list, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I asked what Dekker wanted to do to you.
Don't ask me.
Anyway, I that rant made me forget what she said.
Felt like I had some kind of...
Okay. You think you have a soul power.
I'm a shape-shifting vampire werewolf. I said I didn't want to talk about it.
Don't you get sarcastic with me,
What is it
bitch.
you're thinking about when you're not listening to me?
How much I want to choke you? That's about it, honestly. How much, whatever you're paying me is totally not worth it. On a plus side, I like all of the actors. They are doing great jobs at this game. I appreciate the FMV-ness of it. It's just that kind of sent me over the edge. Just that fact that it made me ask that. You really washing your hair? Why would I have to ask that? I mean, I guess it makes sense just to get to the bottom of it. Were you really not doing anything on Valentine's?
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair is pretty, Doctor?
Flirting with me. But yes, I actually do think your hair is pretty. It's one of the few things that say that. Yeah.
It's such a mess. But thank you.
Why is she flirting with me so hard? I don't get why she's flirting with me so hard.
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't...
Yeah, I get that. So you told someone you were washing your hair? Avoid them? Him? You know, I've actually had guys say that to me before in college. So, what were you doing this weekend? I was washing my hair. So, you were like avoiding somebody? No, I was literally washing my hair. It's an all-day event, unfortunately. I have a lot of it. It's kinky, and it does take quite a while for it to dry, because let it dry naturally. Yep. I transitioned to dreadlocks, and it has not shortened the length of time it takes to wash my hair. It's an all-day event, a marathon, if you will. I've gotten better at it, so it only takes a couple hours, but still, it's like, it doesn't dry overnight. It takes a while. Anyway. You need to ask insecurity.
I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious?
No, not with the way you're flirting with me. No, it's not obvious at all with the way you're flirting with me. Jesus Christ. I'm really looking forward to this one. She's already orange, so I could skip her if I wanted to, but no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep trucking along. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep trucking along. That's the sound of my soul escaping my body. Alright, let's go. Whoa. Lacey.
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
No, I don't. Tell me about yourself. No, I don't know about you.
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was...
Ah, I didn't mean to do that.
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Alright, wait.
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Okay. You are in the neighborhood watch.
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
What happened to Agnes?
Just one question at a time, please.
Or Agnes?
She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
Then what is the truth?
It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing.
Saleswoman?
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
Okay, I have a note. Me about the neighborhood watch, I'm pretty sure. Already got that. Yeah, so I'd already asked that. Saleswoman.
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house. I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face.
Well.
And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes.
So Agnes met an illithid. If you don't know what an illithid is, you don't play Dungeons and Dragons. They're mind eaters, and they have tentacles for mouths, and it looks like, yeah, they look like a Cthulhu. Anyway, this is interesting. You're growing on me. Definitely like you better than Elaine, but it doesn't take much for me to like anybody more than her. Self-righteous. Anyway. Tentacles for like snake.
I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for a face. And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes.
Snakes for a face.
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either.
What did you think, Dekker?
I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
I don't know, have they? No, they haven't found her. Guess.
They haven't found her because that thing ate her. Or made her disappear or something. Her useless husband managed to survive unscathed, though.
Agnes had a husband.
Don't know much about him, other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her,
You'd what? You think he did something to her?
No. He's a Weasley little man. He spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing.
Well, at least this is a pretty straight line of questioning.
No. He's a Weasley little man. He spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing.
So he is always in his garden.
I suppose I could tell you, but I don't have all the gossip.
Interesting. Let's get a hint. Do you think Ron was digging a grave for his wife?
What a thing to say! Why would you say that?
Is this where you were leading me?
I kept watching the front door after that saleswoman had left and nothing. She didn't leave, and you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless
what?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
Do you this is pretty fun. Do you think he put her in the foundation?
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor?
No, I can't call them. We need more proof.
I'll get someone else to do it. I suppose I shouldn't really expect any help from you. Dr. Dekker used to call me the leech lady.
That's mean of him. He called you the leech lady. What's an ass of him? What an ass?
He said that I leech thoughts from people, suck 'em right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too.
Okay.
I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
Wait. We're having an affair with Ron, huh? I'm not quite sure what it wants me to ask right here, because that was a very strange turn of events. Thank you for becoming a suddenly unreliable narrator. Not that you were trustworthy, but I wasn't expecting you to go that fair. So, what were you doing on Valentine's Day?
I was at Henley Church.
Huh?
They had a service that ran right up till midnight.
Wait a minute.
For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
No, I don't have a love. My life, I'm married to anime.
Garden Club. You should come with me one night. It's a lovely way to meet new people.
No, I like nerds. I'm good. Good. I don't appreciate that. Anyway. So he called her the leech lady.
He said that I leech thoughts from people, suck 'em right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear.
Were this goodness. So you don't have love.
That's not really a question I can answer.
So you can answer it, but I just didn't ask right. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you happen to sell double glazing.
Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
I like Lacey. Don't know why I like Lacey, but I like Lacey. So far, she's my favorite. I was leaning towards Jasmine, but Lacey has quickly stolen my heart. She's snarky, I appreciate that. She isn't like Claire, condescending. She isn't like Mariana, who's clearly trying to get what's in his unbuttoned pants. I appreciate her. Alright, so let's get Jaya done and then we can call it for the evening. Jaya, what are you doing? Jaya, sit down.
Hey, you. Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it, though.
How do you feel?
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
Alright, that's not what I need to ask you.
Hey, you. Thanks for helping me with this grief thing.
You don't think you have any grief?
Oh, I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb.
That's a normal feeling.
Maybe we should just talk about him.
So, tell me about Dekker.
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Alright, so what do you think of Bryce?
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger.
I agree.
I don't think I like him that much.
I
Like,
also don't like him.
sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that, but still, you know, it feels worse coming from him.
Yeah, don't go anywhere with him. Yeah. Don't go anywhere with Bryce alone at night. Just trust me on that. It's on record. It's on record. It's on record. You people watching, you see this. This is on record. I warned her about him. I hope he doesn't do anything to her. I kinda like her. I'd rather not have Bryce have, you know, done something to her. Okay, so tell me what you think of Claire.
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
No, she is a little rude. Okay, so what do you think of Nathan?
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's
I know,
such
right?
a mess. He's always in the same clothes.
I know,
And he
right?
barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Who's Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
What sort of strange hobby?
Tom liked to base jump.
Somebody
That's
mentioned something about
basically
base
falling
jumping.
from a huge building.
I know what base
or
jumping is.
mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
I wonder if he bounced.
I think you might be barking up the wrong tree there.
I had to ask. Okay, so Tom jumped out a parachute. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
Yes, didn't make it. To get hints on that. We'll get back to that. So who had sessions? Had session on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse Elin at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
I do know he had Nathan's number because Nathan told me he called him. Nathan told me he called him very early in our things. Okay. Oh, Jaya. Should you be a dear and see if Elaine really took a cab?
Good God, Doctor, it's like you're trying to confuse me.
Should you see if Elaine really took Could you check with the cab company about Elaine?
Asking one question at a time.
God damn it. Could you check Elaine's alibi? What are you doing to me? Company for me?
One step ahead of you, boss. Elin was picked up from the pier just after 11 p.m. There is no way she could have got from there to here in an hour.
I can think of one person that could possibly get here within an hour. I don't know if he had a reason to do it or not, though. That's a grand question. Okay, so alright, let's skip Tom for a bit. So what do you think of Mariana?
Mariana is a special girl.
That's
There's
one way
something
to put
about
it.
her that just makes you want to follow her.
No.
Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like.
What do you think of who was that about that? Lacey.
I can't help you with that. Sorry.
What do you think of Jasmine?
I don't know.
Okay, so I can't ask about them, huh? I can only ask about our main people. What do you think of Elaine?
Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
I think she's a serial murderer. Really do. I think she's a serial murderer. So I've asked about everybody. Let me just be sure. What are your thoughts, Lacey?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so she doesn't know. She doesn't want to talk about Lacey or Jasmine yet. So we'll go back to Tom. And I think there was something else I wanted to ask her. Oh, she wanted me to check out something. That's for sure. Dekker starts acting strangely before he died. No, that won't let me say it either. Okay, let's just get a hint. He fell would be my guess. Did he bounce?
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly.
Wait, what?
Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
Ah, Jaya. Wait. Rock. What rock?
Sorry, Doctor.
I'm thoroughly confused about that one. What? What rock?
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me.
Okay, so what else did you and Dekker chat about? Fuck! 1 second. There we go. Why did you and Dekker work late?
We'd work late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
Did he find an order?
I don't know about that, Doctor.
Oh, think you should talk to Ben.
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him?
I want to talk it out with.
Good choice. I'll go and see Ben to see if I can get him to call off the dogs. I have no idea what's gotten into him. Perhaps it's his mum.
Something is up with Ben's mum?
She was cuddling him like he was 6. He's 25.
It is a bit odd. Okay. 11 seconds. Okay. Oh, this is man, Jaya and Lacey really picked this back up for me. Because as frustrated as I got with the other people, which they're probably gonna get there for me too, their questioning flows very well. Lacey's flowed the best. Like, it just went from question to question to question to question, and then it like 1 or 2 snags. Question to question to question. That's how this should flow. I shouldn't have to fish for answers. What sorts of patterns was Dekker trying to spot?
Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters.
Referral. Hey, let me read that again, because actually no, referral. Okay, I can't spell.
Yes, letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. You know, I find those referral letters. He was sure there was a pattern in them.
Did he find a pattern?
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so he hasn't found. She doesn't know if he found a pattern or not. Got 18 seconds. Okay. Okay. I like Jaya. She's so animated. I love her. She's amazing. Jaya and Jaya and Lacey are duking it out for my favorites right now. Nathan's up there because Nathan is like, she's described him a puppy that needs to be cuddled. Who do you wish you'd said would bye to.
I wish I'd said goodbye to Dr. Dekker. It was so sudden. Here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it?
Wait. Dekker time.
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. It's sad, but doctors come and go, and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere. I do all the hiring and firing around here. Well, Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that.
Are you gonna fire me, Jaya? Are you gonna get rid of little old me? I like you, Jaya. Alright, so let's look at this. Dr. Dekker's resignation. To whom it may concern, please accept this letter of notice of my intent to resign from my position. D. Dr. Dekker. Okay. That's curious. So Dekker was resigning. That's quite curious.
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. It's sad, but doctors come and go, and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation.
The other doctors have there been?
It's very interesting that you asked me that. It's not something I can answer, though.
That's got me a little worried, Jaya. Well, so how you feel? What do you think about this chaos?
Nobody likes chaos, Doctor.
I'm actually fond of it.
We're supposed to be restoring order, don't you think? It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be.
Okay, yeah, I'm just down to questions where I'm gonna need her to give me hints about them. She's been pretty simple for the most part, thankfully, because most of her questions have been about the people I've talked to. So yeah, Jaya. Oh, you enigma of a woman, you. There's something quite strange about this. I'm worried for my life. Oh, excuse me, not to mention the fact that Dekker died literally 3 days after he quit. And he died in his office, so if he quit, I don't know how resignations work in England. In the States, it's usually custom to give you 2 weeks notice. So that would make sense that he would be still working to transition people to, I don't know, me, while he was resigning. I guess that makes sense, but at the same time, it's like 3 days before everything went to shit, all of his patients hate him for the most part. Except Aline, and I'm not so sure that she didn't hate him at some point. She seemed to be a teacher's pet about the whole thing. It's hard to say.
Most of the patients are suspects, according to the police.
Well, they're all
Almost
suspect
all the
in
patients
behavior.
are referred, and some of them are privates, but Dr. Dekker didn't introduce any of them.
Okay. So Dekker didn't tell you about any. Got you on that. There's 1, there's 2, there's 2 more. And then I think we're done, so we're just gonna have to ride out the hints.
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. It's sad, but doctors come.
Did he act strangely before resign? Was he seeing Dating a patient. Yeah, that's not gonna give me any answers either. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. Okay. So, do you believe Alderby? Alderby about gods?
Asking one question at a time is a.
Do you believe what Alderby said about gods?
Good God, Doctor, it's like you're trying to confuse me. Can you break it down?
I'm confused too, because like that's a question I should be able to ask you apparently. Do you believe Alder?
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
No, you didn't. Do you believe what he says about gods?
Everyone has to believe in something, don't they, Doctor?
That's not yes. I mean, that's a yes or no. No, you didn't mention that.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't.
Isn't.
I've got no idea.
That's not what I was trying to do. My finger hit the enter key. Isn't Alderby a patient?
I think I'm going to get into trouble now.
It's between you and me.
Have you ever heard of secret shoppers? Well, Professor Alderby posed as a patient to test Dr. Dekker. It's just a thing that he does. I'm sure he'll come and visit you at some stage, so please play along.
Okay. I don't think that's what that was, but okay. Okay.
I think I'm going to get into trouble now. Have you ever heard of secret shoppers?
Why would he test Dekker?
Test is the wrong word, more like gently guide. Professor Alderby had a lot of good advice to offer the young psychiatrists. He really helps them focus on where the problems are.
The man was raving about Cthulhu. The man was talking about Cthulhu.
So you watched the tapes, huh? Gold star for you.
Okay. The man was talking about Cthulhu. Why do you think you'll get in trouble?
This practice is owned by a trust. They make all the money and leave me to make all the decisions, which generally means making lots of money. I headhunted Dr. Dekker. And you?
That makes me worried, Jaya. So you picked us out.
I don't know anything about.
Hunted.
I've recruited the last 5 doctors since I've been here.
Oh,
I've
Jaya.
a flair for recognizing the extraordinary.
Oh,
Both
Jaya.
You and Dr. Dekker.
Oh, Jaya, what have you done to me? Jaya, what have you done? 5 doctors.
I think you might be barking up the wrong tree there.
I'm not sure I am, Jaya. What happened to the other doctors?
I can't help you with that.
Jaya,
Sorry.
what are you doing to me, Jaya? Are you offering me up to some sort of sacrifice to the elder gods? Jaya, no. No, we had something. Jaya, I trusted you. Jaya, I trusted you. Isn't it a breach? Isn't it breaching? Ah, my knee just, oh Jesus, that hurt. Unlegality. If I have about the patient. I don't think so. She's not a psychiatrist.
Don't be such a... It's just between us two.
I agree. Not to mention, I don't think you're the one that's actually breaching anything. It would be me if I said something about them. And I don't plan to. I can help it. There's that one star. Is there another one? I don't think there's another one. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. Where is the last star? We're gonna get that green. Oh, by God, we're gonna get that green. Ahead.
I've recruited the last 5 doctors since I've been here. You know, I've got a flair for recognizing the extraordinary, both you and...
Wait, you think I'm extraordinary?
For both Cambridge graduates, both top of the class, both pliable, obedient slaves to my every whim. Yeah, that last one's more of a hope than a must-have attribute.
That's your play. Jaya.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
Okay, I really should have written, I'm not your plaything, Jaya, at least not without dinner, but yeah. Okay, so there's something I'm missing here. What were you doing on Valentine's? I guess I asked that. So, what happened to Dekker's class? The video.
It smashed.
Really? Well, that's curious. Well, we have reached the end of what is Act 2, I believe. I'm gonna hit next just because I want to know what happens. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check my stuff first. So yeah, I've gotten everything. I did really good this time. I didn't take as many hints as I did last night. So that's a good sign. Options. Normal. You know what? We're going to casual. No, we're going to easy. Fuck that. 30 seconds. Hell yeah. Why am I doing that? Because I honestly don't want to be there all day waiting for those fucking hints to pop up. If I type hint, goddammit, I want it to have a hint there. Okay, so that's good. So we're gonna...
Midnight each day.
Anyway, we've moved along from this part. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna... Ooh, it reorganized everybody. Anyway, we're gonna go into the next day and see what happens there. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure.
David Hunt,
I can change my skin.
then Skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did phone
on Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
So I only... Oh,
Oh,
hi Jaya.
Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates.
Who?
Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force?
Special friend Jaya.
It's not something you drop politely into a conversation.
Uh-huh.
He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things.
Oh.
There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today.
Thank you!
I'll put them both on the desk for you.
Thank
And thanks for the
you!
brief counselling. by the way. It's really been helping, you know. I'm so glad you're here.
No, I'm not a hugger. I'm not a hugger. Are you done, Jaya? Thank you. Right. So. Right. Okay, so Lacey and Jasmine are not normal all the time, and then there's this guy. This guy's new. What's he look like? Let's see if we can get him to pop up. Do I get Jaya again? Oh, okay, so that's you, Professor Warwick. Quite the double chin you have there, sir. Let's look at our clues. Okay, so let's look at the crime scene report. So let's look at Claire's first. I'm dying to know what's in Claire's. Let's see. Statement of Christian Weber, officer, blah blah blah. For the best of my knowledge, yes. At now, 40 hours on Tuesday, 8th of November, myself and PC 9725 Holt responded to a call received by a neighbor of the Bauer house, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through insecure patio doors. We entered the property through the doors, and I announced myself, shouting "Police!" but did not hear a response. Searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, the walls, and furniture. I noted what happened appeared to be stuck in it. Steak knife on the floor, covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female, and I checked the man for signs of life and found none. I asked the woman her name, and she identified herself as Claire Castleford. I asked if she knew the dead man, and she said it was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what had happened, and she said she killed him. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons in the house, said to Castleford at 2000 hours and 32 minutes. "You are under arrest for suspicion of murder." Then I cautioned her and placed her in the back of a police car for transfer to Weston Park Station. I will lay the circumstances of the arrest to PC blah blah blah, who advised her of her rights as my guest. And Claire, why do you keep saying your husband's not dead, Claire? Why the fuck do you keep saying your husband's not dead, Claire? I understand you're in denial, but I don't think he's the only person you killed, Claire. I think you killed your mother and your father, too. So, crime scene report for Dekker. Oh, he has no first name. Victim was located in his in his office, seated in a chair behind his desk, soaked in blood, an obvious chest wound, paper spike, desk accessory. Interesting. Shooting from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Estimated from liver temperature measurements between 8:30 a.m. 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. on the 14th. Note the victim's body was reportedly discovered at 10:20 p.m. So the person that found him also has just as much chance of being the murderer as anybody else. So men could have done it too. Sanguination due to puncture of the left anterior descending artery. That's what have occurred within a minute. So, if his death happened between 8:30 and 10:30, everybody is still a suspect. Everybody. Not necessarily. I think Elaine's ruled out, but there are other people that aren't. I'm pretty sure it's not Bryce either, because Bryce's hour happens after midnight. So if Bryce was gonna do this, one would have had time to do this. I think just about everybody's accounted for. with a few exceptions. Everybody's still an open subject to me, though, so yeah, that's fun. But I think we're done for the evening. And this has been a fun ride. I am thoroughly enjoying this game. I may bitch about this game. I'm at 38%. That's not bad. Like I said, I may bitch about this game. But it's because I like it. It's because I want it to be great. Because if this game is great, then more games like it can happen. And I'm enjoying this, and I like this kind of game because it doesn't involve a whole lot of intensive stress for me. It's exercising my brain muscles, even if I am using a lot of hints, which I'm not using that many hints. It's just, there just comes a point where you just run out of questions you can ask, or the game just refuses. The game has a specific way you want to ask question, a specific way it wants you to ask the question, rather. Some of these I'm never gonna get. But anyway. Ooh, that hiccup. I need to go eat. I need to get ready for some Call of Cthulhu. So, yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Remember to save often, you'll live longer. Peace.